Tuatahi rā e mihi nei te whānui katoa ki tauranga mōna. Tēnei hoki rā te mihi nei kia mātou nei, nā kaitiaki hoki nei i tā tātou nei Papakainga, i tā tātou nei whenua ki Hairini. Kei raro nei te tāhuhu i tā tātou nei mātua tipuna. Nā rātou nei whakatūhoki nei ki tēnei whenua. Kia homai hiara kia mātou nei. Kia hoki mai rā ki te whenua, hei tautoko hiara i a rātou nei moimoia. Me nā whakaro hei tautoko hiara i tā tātou nei mahi ki te marae o Tahi, ara ki Hairini. Tērā hoki rā te moimoia, anei hoki rā kia mātou nei nā kaitiaki o te wānei. Kei raro nei, kei runga ki te tūru nā te tiamana, te kaiwhakahaere nei i tā tātou nei puari, ko Aunty Titi Huia tērā. Kia mātou nei nā ringa raupa hei tautoko hiara ki era whakaro hei pānau ki tā tātou nei whenua nua reira mihi atu rā. Kia rātou i tā tātou nei tipuna hoki, moko ti rawa ko Titi Huia. Ara ka heki mai rā kia tātou nei aunties me tā tātou nei uncles anō hoki, praone, pehereri, me rangi whakaehu kia rātou katoa, kia homai hiara ki tēnei whenua nua reira. Tēnei hoki rā te mihi nei kia rātou katoa, hoti rā kia tātou nei te Rau Tangata. The Reweti Te Pere Whanau Trust, our aspirations has always been around trying to find affordable housing solutions for our whānau to bring them home. So it always has been around trying to rehouse our whānau who are living either in overcrowded situations, living in town paying high rentals, the opportunity to come back and utilise the whenua that we've got here. So we've got just over 6 hectares available with zoned residential, one of the few blocks that are within the Tauranga City Council. So it's an opportunity for the trustees to carry on the work that our granduncles had initiated, which was to provide a section for each of their 10 brothers and sisters. Well, and if we follow on with the succession from those 10 to the generation that we've got and our children that are coming through, it's trying to find an opportunity for them to come back and build on the whenua, support the Hairini, Maungatapu, Waimapu community, and the 3 marae that reside within our rohe.
Yeah, kind of been put in the deep end, becoming a trustee. Although I've got to know the whānau over these last 3 years that I've been home, 3-4 years. I've got to know how they respond to certain things. So yeah, it's been a choice though, being on the trust, helping our whānau get onto the whenua and live here. Yeah.
We've been on this journey for coming up to around 30 years, 20-30 years shortly, and so the greatest issue for us all is our ability to work collectively together. So we've got from 14 families, the original owners. 10 Reweti Te Pere, Reweti whānau, and then our Te Pere whānau as well, gave us those original shareholders, and then coming down to us was actually all coming together on a collective kaupapa. So in maintaining that, keeping the interest and the momentum going, because as people will hear it, it's not a fast process in terms of Papakainga and putting that through the 3 various agencies. Māori Land Court are the foundation agency for it, because it's all administered through the Te Ture Whenua and through the Māori Land Court. So those successions, establishing the trustees training, our trust deeds, and the ability to issue the licenses to occupy or to support hapu partitions.
It was a bit of a long journey. So my husband and I, we lived in Australia for 14 years. We were always coming back to live here. And I knew it was a long process to get on the whenua, so I started researching on that side a few years before we were going to move back. So it was a matter of transferring shares from my kuia to my name, and then applying to the trust for a section up here. And then once we got back here, applying for a license to occupy and then moving our house onto the whenua. Just to make our whānau home where my tamariki can grow up and actually bring them back to this side of the whānau as well, because I'm originally from Matapi, so to be raised with my kuia's whānau around us and get to know them is pretty awesome.
We needed to have a process. So the challenge for any trust is how do we allocate sections? So we've come through and set our basis around an application process based on shareholding and based on the availability of lots moving forward. So we've gone through that process of an application, vetted by the trustees, supported at a meeting of owners. Everything's open and transparent around the process, and so people can follow that through, and we can allocate and manage our property in a more effective way.
It was mainly getting the resource consent before I could move my house on. That was the main issue. The housing company wouldn't lower it until I had the building consent, which was, before that was the resource consent, then the building consent, then the house removal company would lower it and put it onto piles, and then I could start renovating it, which took a few months. I did most of it myself, and calling in tradies when I had to, electricians and plumbers, but most of it I did myself. Put some new jib up, knock walls out, put new ones up, and you work a bit out of your comfort zone, but it was choice. I loved it. Go to Bunnings most weeks.
I think what we're getting to now that we're going to have numbers returning back to the block. So I was the only person here in '93 for quite a few years, and then we started getting neighbours probably 5 years after that. So, and it's really just carrying on in that same kaupapa in terms of that our whānau are open to one another, and the opportunity to talk with one another if there are any issues that are coming up, or if you wanted to do something on the block. So we've had an opportunity where one of our neighbours wanted to lease part of the block to run some cattle on for a couple of seasons. So so everyone had the opportunity to say yay or nay. Was it a good idea? Try and keep the block tidy. Those sorts of things. So, well, our license to occupy has that in the provisions around that. If you're allocated a section, then it's your responsibility to keep it tidy. So there are those types of provisions already in the license. You're obviously already responsible for any apportionment of rates or water rates, those types of things that are also likely to come up as well. One of the other things that we've done with this is to use easements for roadways and services. So we've got all of the services running down our roadways, and so the long term is that the service providers, Tauranga City Council, in charge of the wastewater, water supply, those sorts of things, telecom in terms of telecommunications and Trustpower whoever the power providers are.
Since our new road, our flash road has come in, you have people riding their bikes down, their mountain bikes, they go down the bottom, they come back up and I'm standing there and I'm saying, oh, what do you do down here? It's private land, you know, it's a private road, you can't be up here. And then they apologise and they say, oh sorry, and then probably a week later another one will come down. And then you have cars coming down also and just checking out the view. Not, you know, they don't own any of the sections, and I was just getting hoha with it, so I purchased a sign and I went to the trust and asked them if I could put it up. It's, yeah, you'll see it at the end of the road. Private property, no public access past this point. And that's helped heaps, so I don't get as many.
So those things have assisted us in getting us to a point where we can provide fully serviced sections to our beneficiaries. So that definitely gives them an advantage that they don't have to include those service costs into their housing proposal. And so that's what we're trying to do, is to give them the best opportunity possible to put the funding that they can into their whare. So that's been part of our affordability kaupapa, is providing the best opportunity. So, you know, we need to be working with agencies, Māori Land Court, Te Puni Kōkiri, and others, and obviously working with Tauranga City Council in our case. I think and I think that comes back to our first kaupapa around the retention of our whenua. You know, so to maintain it as Māori freehold whenua, which the hapu partition and the licence to occupy are, as an opportunity to exercise our rangatiratanga. I think and going back again to the other kaupapa that our tipuna have put down for us is around supporting the marae. You know, so we're whanau, we're Ngāitiahi, we're Ngāti Ranginui, we should be up there supporting the marae when there are hui and events on. So, you know, that's what we were encouraged to be in terms of ringawera, you know, kaitiaki for up at the marae, and we can see many examples of our aunties and uncles actually doing that. So that's the expression that we've got around those relationships.
Tēnō rangatiratanga. Well, I kind of see it as I'm claiming our whenua.